Cambridge University Liberal Association. Cambridge University Liberal Association CULA is the student branch of the Liberal Democrats for Students at Cambridge University. It is the successor to the Cambridge Student Liberal Democrats, which in turn was formed from the merger of Cambridge University Liberal Club known as CULC, founded in 1886, and Cambridge University Social Democrats founded in 1981 upon the creation of the Lib Dems in 1988. History. The Society has long been active in Cambridge politics, with student members playing a role in electing David Howarth on a massive 15% swing in the 2005 election, when the student turnout was unusually and noticeably higher than that in the rest of the city, and then subsequently Julian Huppert as his successor in 2010. The older of its founder societies, the Cambridge University Liberal Club, originally existed side by side with a discussion forum for radical Cambridge politics in the late 1880s called the Rainbow Circle. Alumni of this group relocated to London after their graduation and helped found the Bloomsbury-based radical group of that same name in 1894. Between 1886 and 1897, the club's founder-treasurer was Oscar Browning, a Fellow of King's and 3 times Liberal candidate, who was also treasurer of the Cambridge Union. The society had varying fortunes as the Liberal Party waned in the mid-20th century. The society today attracts numerous high-profile speakers in recent years: Vince Cable, Menzies Campbell, Nick Clegg, Simon Hughes, Chris Hoon, and David Steele. During the 2005 United Kingdom general election, it helped organize a rally of 2,500 people with Charles Kennedy in Market Square. Notable past speakers not normally associated with the Liberal Party have included Oscar Wilde 1889, Jerome K. Jerome 1912, W. H. Auden 1938, former Governor of Vermont Howard Dean, and Irish Prime Minister Sean Lemass 1961. A complete list of the Society's past events from 1886 to the present is available here. Since the 1988 merger, the Society's president has been Baroness Williams of Crosby, who was the SDP candidate in Cambridge in 1987. She served as president until her death in 2021, after which the committee appointed Julian Huppert. Baroness Williams had also been patron of Cambridge University Social Democrats in 1987–88. Changing names. Recent campaigns. In autumn 2015, the Society ran a campaign against proposals by Cambridgeshire County Council to switch off streetlights in Cambridge after midnight. Working with the JCR at Trinity College and the Cambridge University Students' Union, the campaign was successful. A year later, focus switched to mental health provision within the university, with the Society calling for the hiring of more counselors in the University Counseling Service. The Society actively campaigns in elections at every level. In May 2017, the Society helped secure the election of Liberal Democrats to the main student divisions of Cambridgeshire County Council. They also organized regular campaign events for the general election later that year, but were less successful. In that vote, the incumbent Labour MP Daniel Zeichner increased his majority to nearly 30,000, with the Liberal Democrats down 5.6 points. In the 2018 City Council elections, the association was integrated into a successful city-wide campaign where the local party gained 2 seats in student wards. Alumni. As with many Cambridge political societies, CULA and its predecessors were the first political organizations to involve many people who went on to political careers, some outside liberal politics altogether. Notable alumni include Harold Abrahams, CULC member, 100 gold medalist, 1924 Paris Olympics; Kenneth Adam, CULC president, 1929–30, controller of BBC Television, 1957–61; Martin Bell, CULC publicity officer in 1960 and later a BBC journalist and independent MP, 1997–2001; Roderick Bowen, CULC member, Liberal MP for Cardigan, 1945-1966, Sal Brinton, CULC member, businesswoman, Lib Dem peer, and party president 2015-2019, Oscar Browning, CULC founder, member, and treasurer 1886-96, historian. Vince Cable, elected CULC president in 1964 but resigned before serving, Lib Dem MP for Twickenham since 1997, Secretary of State for Business 2010-2015, former chief economist of Shell Oil, leader of the Liberal Democrats 2017-19, Robert Choate, CU Social Democrats president in 1988, economist, director of the Institute for Fiscal Studies 2002-10, chairman of the Office for Budget Responsibility since 2010, Greg Clark, CU Social Democrats president in 1987, conservative MP since 2005, and cabinet member, Peter Cook, CULC member, satirists, Chris Davies, CULC member, MP for Littleborough, and Sadlerworth 1995-1997, MEP for North West England, 1999-2014, and 2019, former leader of the Lib Dem group in the European Parliament, Clement Davies, CULC member, leader of the Liberal Party 1945-1956, Andrew Duff, CULC member, Lib Dem MEP for the East of England, 1999-2014, James Shooter Ed, CULC member, Liberal councillor on Epsom UDC and Surrey CC, then Labour MP and Home Secretary. Ernest Evans, CULC president 1908-9, Liberal MP 1921-3 and 1924-43, judged. Lord Ezra, CULC newsletter editor 1937-8, former chairman of the National Coal Board, Hugh Foote, CULC president 1927-8, governor of Jamaica 1951-7 and Cyprus 1957-60, Emlyn Garner Evans, CULC president 1933-4, Liberal and Liberal National MP 1950-1000, 959, Chris Grayling, CU Social Democrats Standing Committee member, Sir Percy Harris, CULC member, Liberal MP 1916, 1918, and 1922, 1945, deputy leader of the Liberal Party 1933-1945, Toby Harris, CULC member, Labour member of the GLA 2000-2004, Arthur Hobhouse, CULC secretary in 1906, founder of the National Parks, Dennis Home Robertson, CULC president 1910-11, economist, David Howarth, CULC committee member 1979-81, Lib Dem MP for Cambridge 2005-2010, Simon Hughes, CULC member, Lib Dem MP for Bermondsey 1983-2015, and party president 2005-2009, Julian Huppert, CSLD chair in 1998, Lib Dem MP for Cambridge 2010-2015, Henry Jackson, CULC founder, member, and president 1897-9, classicists, John Maynard Keynes, CULC president in 1905 and economist, Mervyn King, CULC treasurer in 1968, governor of the Bank of England, David Lee, Baron Lee of Crondall, CULC president in 1960, Trades Union Congress official and Labour peer, and Labour peer, Oliver Letwin, CULC member, Conservative MP for Dorset West since 1997, and former Shadow Chancellor, Selwyn Lloyd, CULC president 1926, Conservative Chancellor 1960-2, and Foreign Secretary 1955-60, Speaker of the House of Commons 1971-76. Donald MacAllister, CULC president 1901-2 and 1906, physician and academic. CFG Masterman, CULC committee member, Liberal MP 1906-18, 1923-4. Arnold McNair, CULC Secretary in 1907, First President of the European Court of Human Rights 1959–65, Edwin Samuel Montagu, CULC President in 1902, Liberal MP 1906–22, Cabinet Minister 1915–22, Matthew Paris, CULC member and college secretary for Clare, later a Conservative MP 1979–86, and journalists. Benjamin Ram, CSLD chair in 2004, founding editor of the Liberal, 2004–12. Michael Ramsey, elected but did not serve as CULC chair in 1926, later Archbishop of Canterbury, Andrew Ronsley, CU Social Democrats newsletter columnist, journalists, journalist. Dennis Robertson, CULC President 1910–1, economists. Leslie Runciman, 2nd Viscount Runciman of Doxford, CULC President 1921–2, shipbuilder. Bertrand Russell, CULC Secretary in 1892, mathematician and philosopher. Nancy C.R., Baroness C.R., CULC member, Liberal peer. Henry Sinclair, 2nd Baron Pentland, CULC President, 1928–9, Fourth Way Spiritualists, John Tressiter Shepherd, CULC President, 1907–8, Classicists. Chris Smith, CULC member, Labour MP for Islington South and Finsbury, 1983–2005, and Cabinet Minister. Robert Edgerton Swartwout, CULC President 1930–31, Coxswain, author, poet, and cartoonist. Sarah Tyther, CULC member, Lib Dem MP for Brent East since 2003 and housing spokesperson. C.P. Trevelyan, CULC committee member, Labour President of the Board of Education 1924–1929–31. Richard Wainwright, CULC President in 1939, and Liberal MP for Colney Valley 1966–70 and 1974–87. Jim Wallace, CULC member, former Lib Dem MP 1983–2001 and Deputy First Minister of Scotland. Lord Wallace of Saltaire, CULC President in 1961, academic. Ronald Waterhouse, CULC President in 1950, High Court judged. Alan Watson, Baron Watson of Richmond, CULC President in 1963, broadcaster and Lib Dem peer. And Lib Dem peer. The association runs a subsidiary group, the Keynes Society, for alumni. Membership is free and lasts for life.